Welcome back, grade 9 science students. Today we are going to learn about living things and their environment, and this lesson focuses on respiratory and circulatory systems working together to transport gases, nutrients, and other molecules to and from the different parts of the body. Now, this is our circulatory system, and this is our respiratory system. The two systems or the two organ systems are working together for a specific functions in our body. But first, we must learn the important words and their meanings. You can copy them if you want. Just hit the pause button in your gadget. Respiratory system, circulatory system, and the other words. Here, these are our blood vessels inside our body, specifically in our hands. The red one are the arteries that brings oxygenated blood or oxygen rich blood, the red one, while the blue one are the veins that brings deoxygenated blood or blood with or the oxygen poor blood. The below portion of the image are the network of small blood vessels called capillaries. These are the capillaries that connects the arteries and the veins. The capillaries are located at the end portion of every arteries and every veins. Okay, next words. Okay, these are the different parts of our respiratory system. Just familiarize them for future guide. Now, in our respiratory system, the one of the most important part is the or are the alveoli. Alveolus. Alveolus is located at the end portion of every uh, branches of bronchioles. The alveoli is surrounded by network of capillaries. Here, alveoli is surrounded by capillaries, the site of gas exchange inside our body. We will learn more about alveoli later on in this video. This is the heart, and one of the most important part of our heart is the valve. Here, this is the valve. Now, where is valve located in the heart? Okay, valve is located in our heart here. Valve 1, valve 2, valve 3, valve 4. Valve is responsible for controlling the flow of blood in a one-way direction to prevent the backflow of blood. Okay, here is the process of breathing. Now, in breathing, we have inhalation or breathing in or an exhalation, breathing out. Now, in inhalation, notice what happens in the diaphragm. The diaphragm contracts or flattens. While in exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes or moves upward here, as indicated by the arrow. Okay? You might want to view the example of inhalation and exhalation here. When you inhale and when you exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Yes, this is the diaphragm. Right? Now, let's proceed to the main job of circulatory and respiratory system. We have three important jobs that they work together. We have this one, number 1, number 2, and number 3. The first one is getting oxygen from the air. This is the first job of the processes here. Remember, getting oxygen from the air. Okay? Now, in getting oxygen from the air, here, the air contains oxygen here. And the oxygen from the air, when we inhale, enters the nose and then through our nasal cavity and then to the pharynx, or what we call as the throat, and then the larynx, also known as voice box, down to the windpipe or trachea, and then down to the two branches called bronchial tubes, and then to the small branches of bronchial tubes called bronchioles, and the end part, or also known as the alveoli here, just like the small bunch of grapes, no? Grapes, the small circles here, alveoli, singular alveolus. Now, there are millions of alveolus inside our body. Here, the oxygen is already in each alveolus. Here, just assume that the oxygen is already reaching the alveolus, each alveolus. All right. Just remember that the first job is getting oxygen from the air. Okay. Now, since oxygen is still in the alveoli, how will this oxygen reach to all parts of the body? Now, the next system enters the process. We have the circulatory system. Now, kindly check that in the alveoli, here, alveoli is surrounded by network of capillaries. So, we are still to enlarge this image here. You can see that this is the alveoli here and the capillary here. Now, this is the oxygen. Now, as indicated by the arrow, the oxygen is going to the blood. So, when oxygen is already in the blood, next, what will happen? When oxygen is already in the blood, because it is already in the capillary, the next thing to happen is that the blood from the lungs will go back to the heart, passing through the pulmonary veins here. It is red because it is oxygenated blood, passing through the veins and then to the left atrium, down to the left ventricle, and then it will be pumped to all parts of the body here. So to all parts of the body, to the head, to the hands, and to our feet. From head to toe, oxygen is distributed to all parts of the body. So the first job, getting oxygen from the air, is already done. It's already finished. Now, what is the second job? The second job is removing carbon dioxide from the body. Now, since oxygen is already distributed to all parts of the body, in the process, because we use energy. When we use energy, we need oxygen. Now, when we already use energy, carbon dioxide is released by the body. So, when carbon dioxide is released by the body, what will happen next? It is indicated by blue. That means it is already in the veins, from artery to capillary to veins, because it is already bringing carbon dioxide or deoxygenated blood. So the deoxygenated blood moves back to the heart. Here, 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 and here. Then they will meet at the left atrium here. The deoxygenated blood enters the left atrium, then down to the enters the right atrium rather, the right atrium, then down to the right ventricle, and then it will be pumped towards the lungs that passes through the pulmonary artery. This is the pulmonary artery here. The oxygenated blood passes through the pulmonary artery towards the lungs, and then when it reaches the lungs, it will first reach at the alveoli here. This is the alveoli. So when the deoxygenated blood is already in the alveoli, what happens next? The carbon dioxide from the blood here will move to the alveoli, and then when carbon dioxide is already in the alveoli, what happens next? Carbon dioxide will move from the alveoli to the tiny branches called bronchioles here, and then to the bronchial tubes or the bronchi, and then to the windpipe, then to the larynx, to the pharynx, to the nasal cavity, and to the nose, and finally it exits the body. Carbon dioxide is already expelled out of the body. Expelled out. Here, carbon dioxide is expelled out. Right? Okay, the second job is done. What about the third job? Distributing nutrients and oxygen to all parts of the body. Yes, the third job is already done. When we get oxygen, we also, as well as at the same time, nutrients is also distributed here. When we say a while ago that oxygen is already distributed here, so as the nutrients is distributed. So that's the job of the two organ systems, getting the oxygen from the air, removing carbon dioxide, and distributing the nutrients to all parts of the body. That passes through the different passageway from the environment to all parts of the body, and to all parts of the body to the environment. Alright? This is just the image of alveoli that is surrounded by capillary network. And then this is the analogy or the simple layout for the passageway of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our body. The two kinds of circulation, we have the pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation, but there are also the third one, which is the coronary circulation. Alright, thank you so much for the sources that I use in this video. We have the Grade 9 LM, GF Science, Encarta, Google Images, Mark Manuals for lung image, and as well as the books that I use the pictures from the book. Okay, we have also the links. Thank you so much for these links. I did not own the pictures of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned from our video this morning. And if you have some questions, kindly put it in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe if you like the video. Thank you so much, and see you for our next lesson. Goodbye.